Searching for the road to the way back. We don't know our father's going way back. Do you know it? Do you know it? Oh yeah, oh yeah, 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 yeah. We the chosen people, you say no way. Your enemies been teaching you the wrong way. Do you know it? Do you know it? Oh yeah, 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 yeah. It's the simple things in life, like learning love again. It's the simple things in life, like finding where it all began. Do you know your history? History. Yeah. Do you know it? Do you know it? Oh yeah. Oh yeah, 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 yeah. Do you know your history? History. Yeah. Do you know it? Do you know it? Oh yeah. Oh yeah, 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 yeah. Do you know it? Tell me, do you know it? Do you know it? Tell me, do you know it? Do you know it? Tell me, do you know it? Do you know it? Tell me, do you know it? Do you know it? Tell me, do you know it? Do you know it? Tell me, do you know it? Do you know it? Tell me, do you know it? Do you know it? Tell me, do you know it? History, history. Now we going back. He done know.
Okay, we're back. We are back. Welcome, y'all. Welcome to another episode of. Yo, you are now tuned into our
Hidden History.
Oh God!
It's been a while, Dick. It's been a while.
Yo, D, you started off.
I'm sorry.
You started off.
Yeah, I started confused. All right. You are now tuned into
our Hidden History radio show.
It's been a while. You're right.
Yeah.
Back.
This came from ATL. That's what it was.
Yeah. ATL messed me up. Shout out to ATL messing me up. Yeah, man. All praise to the Most High, man. We're back. We are back. It's been a while.
Niggas still turned up.
Right.
Yeah. Still something up, man.
Yeah.
All praise to the Most High for Booster Club. Shout out to the Booster Club. Shout out to y'all, man.
All praise. Yo, where's the clap? Can we get the clap for the Booster Club?
Oh, come on,
Come on,
Judah.
IT, man. What's going on here?
Come on, Prince of Judah.
Y'all contributions. We appreciate y'all. We appreciate y'all for all that you do. Could not be done without you. The endeavors that we seek to fulfill are done thanks to y'all and your willful and cheerful contributions and donations. We thank you for that. Let's just jump right into it, man. I told y'all, Dark Ages. We are in Dark Ages Magnified. We are in part 2. I am excited, as much as y'all are excited about it. So we're just going to just dive into it. But first, we got to go into the scriptures first. The scriptures are first, and the scriptures are paramount. So let's jump into that. So we left off with the Phoenician origin of the Breton Scots, going into the history of us, pretty much the Scythian, the Geta, the Thracians, all of our people taking on these titles and on these names based upon our migrations, whether forced or willful migrations or exile. Northern Kingdom, the Phoenician travels, Hannibal. We went into all of that. The Phoenician travels is the most pivotal and most important part of the Dark Ages, because when you go into that history, it basically ties into everything regarding us taking over. The Moors, that comes later on. The Berbers, that comes later on. But that's all the same people, Once Assyria conquered us and Babylon conquered us, we pretty much scattered ourselves everywhere. And over time, we took over. That's how we do. We take over. So we're going to go into the first book of Essays in History. We're going to go to page 116. Page 116. Let's jump into it by R.H. Patterson. Let's jump into that. Read that. We've been touching on the Celts, the Iberians, the Kelt-Iberians, and how they, found their way into Britain, how they found their way into Ireland. Right. And over time, those names changed. And the fact of the matter is, these Celts were Israelites, okay? And that all goes back to the travels of the Carthaginians, the movements of the Assyrian exiles, Babylonian exiles of our people. So let's jump into it. Read that. Celt and Teuton.
Celt and Teuton, we fancy, were the first occupiers of Egypt. But the case is not so.
Whoa. You said Egypt. No.
Yo, bro, hold on. D, hold on.
Europe. Man, he's starting off bad.
He got it, man.
I got it.
Thank you,
man.
Jazz.
I got it.
Starting off bad.
I got it.
All right, come on,
Yes,
man. Jesus Christ, come on, man.
Celt and Teuton, we fancy, were the first occupiers of Europe.
But
the case is not so. A wave or waves of population have preceded even them.
Because in these areas of Europe was Japheth. So we were not the original inhabitants of these areas, because Japheth, I showed y'all last week about how Esau came, the Greeks came, the Romans came, and changed up their names. So, why I keep playing that music? The Japheth took the possession of Europe. And then Jake came later on, and as we're going to go into it, Edom came after as well. All right, so read it again.
Celt and Teuton, we fancy, were the first occupiers of Europe. But the case is not so.
Come on.
A wave or waves of population have preceded even them. Mm-hmm. And as we dig down into the soil beneath us, ever and anon, we come upon strange and startling traces of those primitive occupants of the land.
Yeah, primeval. Go ahead. Occupants of the land. Come on.
And those natural museums of the past, the caves and the peacocks of Europe, the keen-witted archaeologists of present times were finding abundant relics of a race dissimilar from all the human varieties of which written history takes cognizance.
I'm going to pray for you.
Yes, sir.
You're struggling real bad right now, man. I'm about to read myself in a minute. Go ahead. This is real bad.
Yes,
it's keen-witted archaeologists of present times are finding abundant relics of a race dissimilar from all the human varieties of which written history takes cognizance. Go ahead.
The researchers of Wilson among the peacocks of the British Isles have brought to light traces of no less than 2 distinct pre-Celtic races inhabiting the land,
Pre-Celtic races inhabiting the land. Go ahead.
one of which had the skull of a similar broad and short,
Singularly broad and short. Go ahead.
square and compact form, while the head of the other race was long and very narrow, or boat shaped.
So it's about the shapes of their heads, the skulls. Because Esau tries to determine who's who by the shape of skulls, which is, to me, is ridiculous. But let's go ahead.
The exhumation of Rizu,
The exhumations.
The
Exhume, I believe, is when they go into digging up bodies and digging up bodies. Exhumations. Like when you exhume something, you're bringing up the dead, pretty much. You're digging out bodies, like like mummies and so forth. That's what they're doing. Go ahead.
of Rizu show that
Of Retzius. Go ahead.
of Retzius show that similar races once inhabited Scandinavia.
Similar races once inhabited Scandinavia. We'll keep that in mind because I believe you go into that later on. Go ahead.
The caves and ossuaries,
And hold on. Let's see. Yeah, ossuaries. Go ahead. Ossuaries. Go ahead.
ossuaries of Franconia and Upper Saxony,
Yeah, and Franconia is France. It says France, Franconia, and Upper Saxony. Go ahead.
prove that in the Central Europe also there were races before the advent of the Celts.
Advent of the Celts. Go ahead.
Advent of the Celts. And the researchers of
Boucher de Perthis.
thank you. Amid,
Go ahead.
amid the
Alluvial
stratifications of the river Somme indicate a not less ancient epoch of the cinerary urns, bones, and instruments of a primordial people in France.
Yeah, I got it, man.
Go ahead. It's all right. Go ahead.
All praises, Manny.
You better practice for the announcements at the end. Better send up prayers for your mouth.
He's sweating over
Yeah,
Yeah, he is
sweaty, he's nervous. It's okay. Go ahead.
Here says M.D. Perthes. We naturally inquired who were these mysterious primitive inhabitants of Gaul.
So that's the point I want to get to. Who are these mysterious primitive inhabitants of Gaul? Go ahead.
We are told that this part of Europe is of modern origin, or at least of recent population. Its annals scarcely reach to 20 centuries, and even its traditions do not exceed 2,500 years. The various people who are known to history as having occupied it: the Gauls, the Celts, the Veneti, Ligurians, Iberians, the Cimbrians, and Scythians.
These are all the same. The Gauls, Celts. Well, we took on these titles, but the Gauls, Celts, Veneti, Ligurians, Iberians, Cimbrians. Remember that term Cimbrians goes back to the Cimbri that we had touched on 2 weeks ago regarding that being Northern Kingdom, the Cimbri. Okay? I believe goes back to the name Omri, but it goes back to the king of Northern Kingdom, which is King Ahab's line. Cimbri and Scythians. Go ahead.
Have left no vestiges to which we can assign that date. The traces of those originally nomadic tribes have ravaged Gaul, scarcely precede the Christian era by a few centuries.
Let's jump to page 119. I don't want to read too much. Page 119. We have written here. Yep, right there. Yep.
A dark-skinned race.
A dark-skinned race. Watch this.
Long settled in the land are fighting doggedly with a fair-skinned race of invaders from the east.
A dark-skinned race, long settled in the land, are fighting doggedly with a fair-skinned race of invaders from the east. This is Jacob versus Esau. Jacob versus Esau fighting for supremacy over lands. Okay, that's what it's talking about, from the east. Go ahead.
The dark skins were worst but still survived.
No, the dark skins were worsted, meaning they conquered us, but we still survived the conquering. Go ahead.
Definitely in detached groups, and indefinitely as a leaven to entire populations.
Go ahead.
That dark-skinned race have been called Iberians.
That's how we know. That's Israel. The Iberians were a dark-skinned race. The Iberians were Israelites. Go ahead.
The fair-skinned newcomers were the Indo-Europeans, headed by the Gales or Celts.
Right. So it says the fair-skinned newcomers were the Indo-Europeans, headed by the Gales or Celts. Go ahead.
When the two races first met in Europe, the blonde from the southeast,
meeting
the dark in the west, they encounter each other as natural enemies.
We are not the same. They're not like us. Get Genesis 25. Natural enemies is biblical. Mr. went over this yesterday. You cannot charm the serpent. We're not the same.
Right.
The hatred we have for each other, it should be mutual. But because the white man did so much damage to us as a people, we love him, but he despises us. All right? Read that.
The book of Genesis.
You know what I want.
Yep. Chapter 25 and verse 22. And the children struggled together within her. And she said, if it be so, why am I thus?
This is our forefather Isaac and Rebekah. Rebekah is saying to the Lord, if this pregnancy that you blessed me with, Lord, is of you, why are these children in my womb fighting like this? I'm in immense pain. What is happening? Go ahead.
And she went to inquire of the Lord. And the Lord said unto her, 2 nations are in thy womb.
He said, Rebekah, I got news for you, sis. 2 nations, 2 nationalities, 2 races, it's the same thing, are in your womb. Now, we all know that when a man and a woman come together and they bring forth a child, and that child comes from that man, they're the same race. God says, no. This is different. I put 2 different races in Isaac to put inside of you. They're not the same. They're completely different nations. One is of y'all, the other is the devil. That's what he's saying, basically. Go ahead.
2 nations are in thy womb, and 2 manner of people shall be separated from thy bowels.
And 2 manner of people, 2 manner. They're going to look different, act different, think different, look different, speak different, live different, think different. 2 manner of people. They look completely and utterly different. They are completely in contrast one to the other. Not, some of y'all, Esau is black too. Y'all Negroes are stupid as hell. That's why y'all don't go on the street and teach, because y'all know that sounds retarded. In the company of your own homes, you'll say that Esau was a black man with red hair. No, God says 2 manner of people. Go ahead. God damn, that guy's red as hell. Is that real? Go ahead. Wow, it's like a bottle of ketchup with eyes. Go ahead.
And the one people shall be stronger than the other people.
The one people shall be stronger than the other people. That'll be us stronger than them. But God, being who he is, said, listen, you are stronger than them, but because you are wicked as hell and sinful, I'll make them stronger than you. Go ahead.
And the elder shall serve the younger.
And in time, the elder would serve the younger. But this now, of course, I'm going to get into that, but that was temporary until Christ returns. Go ahead.
And when her days to be delivered were fulfilled, behold, there were twins in her womb.
There were twins in her womb. Twin boys. Come on.
And the first came out red, all over like an hairy garment.
The first came out red. This is the first time the world, well, I would say first time, but the first time that the world has seen, the first time a European race came into existence. This is the progenitor of the European race. That's who this is. Esau is the progenitor of the European race. Now, I could go back a little further than that, but that's another conversation. But let's just stick with this for now. I'll keep it basic for y'all watching. This is the progenitor or the father of the European race. Go ahead. He came out what?
And the first came out red, all over like an hairy garment.
Red from head to toe. Go ahead.
And they called his name Esau.
And they called his name Esau, which means his skin was wasted away. He had no or very little pigmentation. You could see his blood through his skin. That's why he was red all over. You could see his blood through his skin. Wasted away. No, barely any pigmentation. Go on.
And after that came his brother out.
And after that came out his brother. Go ahead. Because he's the oldest. Go ahead.
And his hand took hold on Esau's heel.
And his hand, as they're coming out the womb, he grabs on Esau's heel. Because the fight ensued after they came out the womb. He didn't stop. Go ahead.
And his name was called Jacob.
His name was called Jacob. And you notice the Bible does not describe Jacob. Why? Because Jacob was normal.
Right.
Jacob looked like mom and dad. Dad and mom. Go ahead.
AD. Could we get this Wikipedia real quick?
Oh, yeah. What you got?
The Yoruba word for Esau. So in Africa, in the Yoruba language, they are called Oyembo. They call
Oyembo.
Oyembo, right?
Oyembo,
So our
okay.
people always knew in Africa that Esau was different, that they had no pigment, right? Watch this. Oyembo, I'm reading.
I can read it. I
You
can read
read
it. Yeah. Oyembo is a Yoruba word used to refer to white people.
Damn. Oyinbo. Okay.
The word is popular in Nigeria among other groups as well as in a number of minor variations. Oyembo is generally understood by most Nigerians and many Africans due to popularity of Nollywood and Nigerian pop culture.
So, you know, Nollywood, that's the
their-
movie.
yeah, Hollywood.
Hollywood, yeah.
Right.
Go ahead.
The word is coined from the Yoruba translation of peeled skin.
Right. So we always knew this from the Bible that, yo, they got the peeled skin. They don't have no, they are wasted away, right? Read on.
Lighten
Lighten
or skinless.
or skinless.
Because if there's no meat, if the skin just skinned off, it's red.
Red.
If you peel back the skin, you're red. Go ahead.
Which translates yin to scratch
Uh-huh.
and bo to off, peel, lighten.
Oh wow.
So they're saying they scratched their skin off.
yeah.
So that's what Oyembo means. That's all I wanted. To show you that that's what that word.
Now keep reading that, please. Keep reading. Keep going.
The O starting the word oyembo is a pronoun.
Watch.
Hence, oyembo translates literally to the person with the peeled off or lightened skin.
Wow. Go ahead.
Other variations of the term in the Yoruba language include enyembo,
Iyinbo.
iyembo, which is shortened to Igbo, as well as owenbo and oyembo.
Right. So Oyebo. So it says so Igbo. So how they pronounce it, it goes back to that too. But the point is that it says one person whose skin is peeled off or lightened. That's Edom.
Right.
That's Edom.
That sounds like how Aaron described Miriam. So let her not be as one who.
Let's get that. Let's get that. Yeah. Let's get that. Yes. Exactly. When the Most High made Miriam leprous. Do they hear that too? What I'm hearing?
Yeah, I hear
Yeah.
it too. Why y'all keep pressing them?
Playing the music thing?
They fixing it now.
All right, go ahead. Where we at?
Numbers 12.
Numbers 12.
Numbers chapter 12 and verse 12.
This is Miriam got beside herself and disrespected Moses, and the Lord made her leprous. Go ahead.
Start verse 11.
Yeah.
And Aaron said unto Moses, Alas, my Lord, I beseech thee, lay not this sin upon us, wherein we have done foolishly, and wherein we have sinned. Let her not be as one dead, of whom the flesh is half consumed, and when he cometh out of his mother's womb.
Yeah, that's it. That's it. Half consumed,
Yep.
skinless, pale, lightened. Because when the child come out the womb, they're very, very light.
Yeah.
Very pale. For the most part. Most children come out light, and then they get dark. Then their ears might be dark. That's why it says here half consumed, because sometimes a child will come out real light, but you'll see bits and pieces of brown. You know what that go back to? With white folks? Freckles. Those freckles is like bits and pieces of melanation,
Oh, yeah, it
but
is.
not put together.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
called freckles. So you eat them, walk around with the pale red skin, and them freckles, that's bits and pieces of melanin that didn't come together and form to make what we have on us. That right there, exactly. That right there, freckles. That's bits and pieces of melanin that won't come together.
So
'Cause
I'm sorry, Esau actually had the abnormality.
Yes, it's pretty much incomplete. They're pretty much incompletely melanized. Incomplete melanin. That's what Edom is. That's why I said they have melanin, but very, very little of it. Very little. And oftentimes, Jake, of course, because of we mix around with them, we get them too. But we'll still be brown though. But we'll have like darker freckles on our face. Sometimes on our teeth too. All right, but they have it because that melanin is the Most High was like, nope, peel it, nope. Because someone has to play the devil. Someone has to be the bad guy, and it's him. We got a text. I've been seeing that for a while.
Yeah. You got a text?
Let's just get to it.
Oh, is that Officer Aaron back there?
What we got here.
I can't see, the light is in the way. It says, was the Barbary slave trade those so-called white people, were they Israelites?
I don't know what that means. Barbary slave trade is the trade in which they sold us out of the Barbary states. That's the Maghreb, Algeria, to Morocco. The white people that were there, they weren't sold as slaves at all in that area. The people in Barbary today are Arabs or white Arabs or Turks. And the Nilotes that helped them sell us as slaves are the Tuaregs. Very, very few of them. Very, very few of them. I've come across many books that say otherwise. Very few Tuareg are us, if at all. The Tuaregs are Canaanite. Those are Hamites. And they despise us from then till now. And they embrace Islam. Are the Akan people of Ghana Israelites? Yes. Most definitely yes. The Akan, yes. I kind of have an idea where that question might go, but we'll see what happens regarding the Akan people. What are they going to say? It's slavery. I know what y'all probably going to come with next, but we'll see if they ask that question next. I'll leave it alone. But they were us, yes. The Akan was us. Where we at? So half healed, half dead. That's Esau, half dead. Pretty much a vampire. You know, that's pretty much what Esau pretty much is. Pale, Prince of Darkness. It's them. That's who Esau really is. Esau. Even though the character of Dracula is based upon a black man that ruled in Transylvania, the mythical figure the evil folklore that revolves around his name is basically Esau. He's the vampire that you let in. Let me in. That's him. Because whenever Esau comes around, nations do what? Let him in. How? With their produce. I'm going sidebar. With their produce or wealth or guns, wine. Esau needs to be let. You have to invite him in, because Esau look different from everybody else. So he's like, he looks strange. What the hell is that? Because he looks strange. Mm-hmm. Everybody on the earth has a dark history. No pun intended. Every nation on earth was black, dark, except him. He's the only race of people that have no history of ever looking like this or having brown skin. Ever, ever, ever. He's always been that way. Everybody else has brown skin. Asians are brown, Arabs brown, East Indians brown, Africans brown, Arabs were brown. But him, God was like, nah, I want everyone to know who the different guy is. That's why he spent so much of his time making how he looks superior. Yep. Because he knows that how he looks is minor. So he's the only one. Anyway, where we at? Go back to what was that before. So the dark skin versus the black skin. What happened? Something?
No, I was reminding where you was at.
Oh, the dark skin versus the black skin. Let's go back to that. Read that now. The Celts finally. Right. Oh, when the two first met. So the hatred with us is always there.
When the two races first met in Europe, the blonde from the southeast meeting the dark in the west, they encountered each other as natural enemies, and a severe struggle ensued. Mm-hmm. The Celts finally forced their way into Spain.
The same struggle in the womb. They struggled together in the womb. A severe struggle ensued between us and them fighting over the land. Of course, in the end, they won it. Go ahead.
And established themselves there, became more or less amalgamated with the darker occupants, and were called Kelt-Iberians.
Wait. I'm sorry. You skipped something? The Celts finally forced their way into Spain? You read that already?
Yes, sir.
Read again.
The Celts finally forced their way into Spain,
right,
and established themselves there, became more or less amalgamated with the darker occupants, and were called Kelt-Iberians.
So this guy is trying to say that the Celts here were Caucasians. No. This history is going to something. This goes later on. The white Celts came later on. I know what he's doing here. He's mingling things around. That came later on. This is later history. But what we doing? This took place later on. Go ahead, read on.
Ever since these two opposite types have been commingling throughout Western Europe.
So here it's showing that pretty much the guy author is saying here that the Kelt-Iberians were a mixture of black and white folks. No. The Kelt-Iberians were Jake first. We mingle with Esau later on. He's merging things around. I'll fix this later on. But pretty much the Celts were Jake as well. And the Iberians are also the same people. Okay? Later on, the Celts or the white Celts came later on. Edom came later on and took on the title of Celt as well. But that's later on. And the black Celts or Iberians mingle with them. And that fight took place. But I'll get to that later on. Read on.
But a complete fusion has not even yet taken place, and the types of each are still traceable in certain localities.
Come on.
There was thus an Iberian world before there was a Celtic world. One of the pre-Celtic populations of the British Isles was probably Iberian.
That's us. Go ahead.
And their type besides leavening indefinitely a portion of the present population, is still distinctly traceable in many of the dark hair, dark eye, and dark skinned Irish.
He's saying that the original, that you still find traces of black within the modern white folks in these areas today. Is what he's saying. The dark hair, dark eyes, and dark skin of the Irish. You got that? That's why white folks frowned upon the Irish. The Irish were, in fact, the most despised and lesser caste of Europeans in the distant past, around the early 1900s. The Irish were hated. In fact, white folks would actually, in order to make mulattoes, a lot of them, they would allow black men to take on white Irish women and marry them and make children, to make lighter children, to sell them as slaves. Because the Irish were like, that's the rubbish of the whites. Because the white folks knew that a lot of these, of the Irish, down the line, had black in them. Same with the Sicilians. A lot of Italians hate Sicilians because the Sicilians, their beginning or inception came from Negroes conquering. Like we read that before, but Hannibal conquering Italy and crossing the Alps. When he conquered that area and his men and him stayed there, we had a. I don't want to be graphic, but we. We put in a lot of work in them. We put in a lot of work over there in Italy with them white girls.
Changed the color forever.
We changed the whole bloodline forever. So a lot of Italians, they don't like Sicilians because Sicilians still got that dark hue, that woolly hair, that nose. Even they're white, look like white boys, but there's bits and pieces of Sicilians that still act like us. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, they act like niggas. Yeah. Not all of them, but a lot of them look like so-called Northern Kingdom. Okay, so because the Italians know you guys are spawned by niggas. We don't like y'all. I had a friend at my job. Forgot I could say his name, but I had a coworker at my job, and his mom was Sicilian, and his dad was Puerto Rican, and his family, both sides of his family didn't accept him because his mom was Sicilian. They said, we don't like you Sicilians. And his dad was Ephraim and said, we don't like you either. So he was like an outcast of his family. Because first of all, not only are you a Sicilian, you messing around with these spics. So he was hated by both sides of his family. It was crazy. I was like, damn. But the point is that even though there's a show called, it's a comedy, it's called Abbott Elementary. It's a really funny show. Abbott Elementary, the guy from Everybody Hates Chris, he's on there. And the sister, I forgot her name, she's the producer of the show. Right, the sister right here in the middle, she's a writer and producer of the show. I forgot her name. Very good show. And the sister, that's Ava on top, the principal, the guy right there, Edomite, his name was Jacob, Edomite right there. Sister, she's from Moesha, the mom from Moesha on the right. And then you have the white girl right here, she's Sicilian. But she hangs around them, and she act like them. And she's somewhat built like the sisters too. And she plays the Sicilian woman, now her name is Quinta Brunson, yes. Going through a divorce with Esau. You gotta sit to your own, sis. Gotta marry your own, I'm telling you. Once you go black, you should stay there. But anyway, yeah, so she, Quinta Brunson, very good sister, she's a comedian, very talented sister. But the woman right here to the right, she's Sicilian, I forgot her name. But she is like the white girl, but acts real, she's Italian, she throws that Italian stuff in there, but she act, like us. So they put these things in shows on purpose to kind of like throw, just like throw little innuendos. Like, yeah, he should be around y'all. He plays a Sicilian character around a bunch of black folks because they try to throw out little shots like, yeah, you Sicilians should be over there with them niggas. They know. Now, I'm not saying Sicilians are our people. Don't go out there and get a white Sicilian girl. I'm not saying that. You niggas is vile. What I'm saying is that there's a history. The history of Sicilian people stems from black folks. Now, when Hannibal and them got conquered out of that area, a lot of them went back to the Edomites and mingled themselves back with them. But there's still bits and pieces. You can't wash out black, man. You can't. So there's bits and pieces of us still left in these Sicilian men and women walking around. That's what I'm saying.
And when you meet the original Italians, you call them Sicilian, they'll get mad. Mm-hmm. They don't like it.
Yeah, and they used to call Italians, Sicilians, they call them Guineas.
Guineas, yep.
You Guineas, because Guinea goes back to being blacks. Because they know the history of how when Hannibal and them crossed them Alps, we crossed the women afterwards. Anyway, where we at?
Got text too, D.
You got another text? All right, hold on. Let's finish this up. Read that.
And of their tongue. I'm gonna read the whole thing over.
Yeah.
There was thus an Iberian world before there was a Celtic world.
No, not really. It was the same world, but go ahead.
One of the pre-Celtic populations of the British Isles was probably Iberian.
The author of this book is not well versed in the history that we know of now, that we have access to. So he's only going by what he knows, that the Celts are white folks and the Iberians are black. He's going by that because he's not well versed in the ancient texts and history books that we have to show that the Celts or the original Celts are black as well. So he's going off of the modern thought of Celts being Irish, white folks. That's his thought, and that the whites and blacks are fighting each other. But that came later on. The Celts and the Iberians are one and the same, intermingling. Esau came. I'm gonna go into that today, Lord's will. Esau came later on, and then moved in there and became Celts as well. And that was the power struggle he talked about earlier above. That's the point. Read on.
And their type, besides leavening indefinitely a portion of the present population, is still distinctly traceable in many of the dark-haired, dark-eyed, and dark-skinned Irish.
Come on.
As well as occasionally in Great Britain itself.
Come on.
The Basques, protected by their Pyrenean fastnesses, are a still existent group of nearly pure Iberians.
Yeah, the Basques are Iberians too. That's the name we went under as well. Basques or Iberians are also our people as well. Go to page, it was 119, right? Get me 120. Watch this. Here we go. Here's where the fun begins. Come on.
The Britons.
The Britons. Now, I need you guys to pay attention to the word I told you before about Thracians, Geta, Goths. I told y'all 2 weeks ago to try to remember these terms because they're important. So, Geta, Goths, Breton, no, I'm not Breton, but with Bretons as well, Scythians, it's all the same. So the Britons. Now this is the Britons goes back to the ancient French. Okay, the French. Okay, now the not Britons with an I, the Bretons with an E. This is King James' father's line. Listen to me very carefully. The Britons are the line from which King James' father's side derives from. Britons, not Britons with an I, Britons with an E. This is the line from which King James' father derives from. Go ahead, read that.
The Britons form another isolated but less distinct group of still existent Iberians.
So the Britons, he mentioned earlier that the Iberians were a dark-skinned race. And the Britons are a distinct group of that Iberian race. Black too. Read on.
To this day, they present a striking contrast to the population around them.
They present a striking difference. Go ahead.
Who are of tall stature with blue eyes, white skins, and blonde hair.
They don't look like white folks. Go ahead.
Communicative, impetuous, versatile, passing rapidly from courage to timidity, and from audacity to despair.
Come on.
In other words, they present the distinctive character of the Celtic race. Now, as in the ancient Gauls, the Britons are entirely different.
Come on.
They are taciturn, hold strongly to their ideas and usages, are persevering of melancholic temperament. In a word, both in morale and physique, they present the type of a southern race.
Come down to Algeria observes. Go to Army of Algeria. Observes that persons who have lived.
Army of Algeria observes that persons who have lived in Brittany and then go to Algeria are struck with the resemblance which they discover between the ancient Armoricans, the Britons, and the Cabals of northern Africa.
They're black. They're dark like them. Go ahead.
In fact, the moral and physical character of the two races is identical.
The Britons and the people of North Africa were dark. Now, what page is this? Next page.
Oh, go down to the
Go back. To
the bottom.
Read the Breton. Read the Breton there. Let's see what that says. Might be some bullshit. Yes. Let's see what it says. Read that.
The Breton are pure blood, has a bony head, light yellow complexion, a bister tinge, eyes black or brown, stature short, and the black hair of the cabal.
Okay. Go to the next page. Right there.
Berbers, who primarily...
Remember, he compared the Bretons to those of North Africa. Northwest Africa goes back to where the Berbers where the Berbers dwelled. One of y'all asked the text earlier about the Barbary. That's them here, Berbers. Same thing. Go ahead.
Berbers, who primarily peopled northern Africa.
Right, the same people that the Iberians resembled or the Bretons resembled. Go ahead.
And the dark-skinned Iberians of Western Europe.
The dark-skinned Iberians of Western Europe. Go ahead.
Belong to the same race.
Wow. The Berbers, who primarily peopled northern Africa, and the dark-skinned Iberians of Western Europe belong to the same race, the same exact people. They're the same people. Watch. This guy gets deep right here. It's good. Go ahead.
He thinks that as Europe and Africa were once united at their western extremities.
Right. We're going from North Africa to Spain because they're connected. Go ahead.
Previous to the convulsion, which produced the Straits of Gibraltar.
Right. From Spain. Go ahead.
This Iberian population passed into Spain by this primeval isthmus and thence diffused themselves over Western Europe and its isles.
We left out of Africa and found our way into Europe. Come on.
Whether this were actually the case.
It is the case.
It is hard to say.
Watch.
But it is important to note that Seleucus, quoting the Punic books.
Quoting the what?
Punic books.
We showed y'all weeks ago how Rome burned a lot of the records of the Punics, but I told y'all before he didn't burn them all. Esau needs to keep record of us. Esau ain't like Negroes. He think ahead. Let me keep these books, just in case, we preserve some of this. Because when you conquer your prey, you're going to preserve something. You conquer a lion, you keep the teeth. Or you keep the fur. You keep something. You ain't going to just discard your prey entirely. What, Cap?
No, I was saying that he was preserving those books for you.
Oh, yeah, all praises. Yeah, for us, all praises. Yes, sir.
And when you conquer your enemies, you got to learn about them. Mm-hmm. You understand? You got to learn their culture.
To keep them conquered.
Right, to keep them conquered.
Yeah, the Punic books, watch.
The Punic books, which were ascribed to King Hyamsu, exactly reverses the course of migration.
Watch.
And states that the progenitors of the African Moors.
Wait. We're still dealing with the Iberian population and the Berbers. Keep that in mind. We'll still go back to the top a little bit. Come on. Remember the context. Come on. Right here. The Berbers, who are primarily people northern Africa, and the dark-skinned Iberians who found their way into Spain, to Ireland, to Scotland, to Britain, the British Isles, were the same race. I need y'all to focus. Now go back down to where we're at. Back down to where we're at. Right. Punic books. Read it again. So the context is Berbers, Iberians, same race. Watch this. The Punic books. Punic goes back to Hebrews. Punic goes back to Carthage, Hannibal and them. It's the same people. Watch. I'm going to show you. Watch.
The Punic books, which were ascribed to King Hyamsu, exactly reverses the course of migration and states that the progenitors of the African Moors.
Of the what?
African Moors.
The progenitors, the fathers of the African Moors, the ones that went to Spain and Portugal, same ones, watch.
Were a people.
From where?
From Media and Persia.
Who what?
Who had marched through Europe into Spain.
How'd they get into Media and Persia? How'd they get there? Assyrian captivity. Assyrian captivity. They placed us in the cities of Media and Persia. That's northern kingdom in them. When Assyria conquered northern kingdom, the Scythians migrated into these areas, and they ended up eventually. Remember, the first foot to set foot in Spain was Simeon, Tariq. Right. But we sailed those seas. But we had knowledge of Spain because we were already sailing it already. So it says that they came from Media and Persia. That's Scythians. That's northern kingdom. From Assyrian exile, captivity. Read on. Who had marched through what?
Who had marched through Europe.
They were already where? What Europe? Russia, Tartary states, Germany. They were already in these areas. Read on into Spain. Come on.
And thence into Mauritania.
And then we went into Mauritania. That's Barbary states. That's Mauritania is Northwest Africa, Algeria. Same people. Come on.
Though whether overland by the isthmus or by boats across the strait, It is still left to conjecture.
Whether they walked over, crossed over by boat, whatever, no one knows. We don't care. The point is that these are the same people.
Right.
Watch, read on. It's going to get better. Watch.
Preacher thinks the Libyans and Iberians were distinct races, but
One was Ham, one was Semite. Go ahead.
owns that they were found intermingling in the islands and along the western shores of the
We
Mediterranean.
mingle with Ham. Give me Psalm 106. Give me Psalm that I want. Psalm 105 or 106. Remember, Hannibal's family came from Libya. Septimius Severus came from Libya. We mingled with them. We were always the majority or the predominant of the two. Go ahead.
The book of Psalms, chapter 106 and verse 34.
Come on.
They did not destroy the nations concerning whom the Lord commanded them,
Come on.
but were mingled among the
So
heathen
we're mingled among the heathen. Go ahead.
and learned their works.
And we learned all their works in their culture. Get Acts 2 and 5. Regarding Libya, Acts 2 and 5.
The book of Acts, chapter 2 and verse 5. And they were dwelling at Jerusalem, Jews, devout men, out of every nation under heaven.
Devout men out of every nation under heaven. Come on.
Now when this was noised abroad, the multitude came together and were confounded because that every man heard them speak in his own language.
These Jews that came from foreign lands to keep Pentecost heard the disciples speaking to them in their language from lands from which they were not from. So how the hell these guys from here and they can speak all these different languages from places that they haven't been to or they're not from? Read on.
And they were all amazed and marveled, saying one to another, Behold, are not all these which speak Galileans?
Aren't these guys from here? How the hell they can speak all these different languages and they're locals of Galilee? This is weird. Go ahead.
And how hear we every man in our own tongue, wherein we were born?
How can we hear these guys? How are we able to hear these guys speak to us in our language when they're from here? This is weird. The Most High put the Spirit on the disciples when they spoke. The Israelites from these lands can hear them speak to them in their language. So if let's say, for example, right now I'm speaking English to you, right? But I'm speaking English to me, but as I'm speaking, you're hearing what I'm saying in your language. That's the Lord did. That's what happened here. Read on.
Parthians
Parthians, Persia.
and Medes.
And they came from Media. Remember we said earlier, these guys came from Media and Persia. Parthians and Medes. Come on.
and Elamites.
That's India to Iran. Go ahead.
and the dwellers in Mesopotamia.
Iraq.
and in Judea, and in Cappadocia, and Pontus, and Asia.
Come on.
Phrygia,
Phrygia, come on.
and Pamphylia, and
He
Egypt,
was in Egypt. Watch.
and in the parts of Libya.
Parts of where?
Libya.
Where were the Israelites?
Libya.
Libya. We were in Libya. Come on.
About Cyrene.
Cyrene is a Greek colony of Jews that lived in Libya. Go ahead.
and strangers of Rome.
We were in Rome.
Jews and proselytes.
Jews and those who converted back to Mosaic law to keep the feast. So these are all Jews, but we resided in Libya. Now let's go back to where we're at now.
Hey, Deke, I wanted to say now, and this page is heavy, man.
Yeah,
Now
very.
the country Mauritania is the country in North Africa that we ran to, right? That word, the Greeks and Romans named that country Mauritania because of the root word Mari, which goes back to black. They found black people in that country.
Yep.
So that's where they named it Mauritania.
Or Morocco.
Morocco.
Same place. Read on.
Though, whether overland, preacher thinks that the Libyans and Iberians were distinct races.
They were. It's Ham and Semite. Go ahead.
But owns that they were found intermingling in the islands and along the western shores of the Mediterranean.
Go ahead.
Of course, it may be taken for granted that among these Iberians does spread over Africa,
Yep.
Spain, France.
Whoa. We got to focus on that France now. You can't leave the France out.
That's right.
Nope.
You can't leave France out. It says that these Israelites, these Iberians, thus spread over Africa, Spain, France. Go ahead.
And the British Isles.
And what?
The British Isles.
And we took over the British Isles. These Moors, these Berbers, these Iberians, these Israelites that were originally from Media and Persia, they migrated into these areas and we took over these areas. And then over time, we read earlier in page 116, the fight of whites and blacks over those lands ensued later on. Later on, not this time, later on. But we had France. We ruled France. I'm going to get into that. That explains why Esau, when they see us united and coming together, not again. These Negroes ruled over us before. We're not going to let it go a second time. I got a video for y'all. Go to OHH, the Telegram joint I want. I got a video from a clip from a show called, I think it's called 1923. I think the show is called 1923. I want to play something for y'all to show that Esau knows we ruled during the Dark Ages. We ruled over them during the Dark Ages. Press play. Watch this. Now, I showed y'all also how weeks ago, you might have forgotten, how when we how Jake heavily intermingled with Edom. Let me see if I did go over that. If I did, I might go into, let me see if I did I go over that? I don't want to jump ahead. Hold on a second. Well, but anyway, we ended up intermingling heavy with Edom, especially in France. Especially in France, when we gained dominion. I'm trying to see if I went over that. I know I did. Let me see. 23. I didn't go into that yet, but I will go into that. How we intermingled with Edom, and they basically, we pretty much whited ourselves out. Read that. Let's play. I'll get to that. I'm somewhere in here. Let's play. Watch this.
So I suppose you just let black men marry white women?
Well, they do so in France, and it has caused no calamities.
You can marry outside your race in France.
Well, the
So, wait. So he said you let your black men take white women over there? He said it ain't cause no problems. He goes, you allow that? Now it says, now go back a little bit. Go back. You can marry. So you guys allow these niggas to take your women? That's what he's saying, basically. This is a racist time, but this is a very racist time. 2023. Watch. Let's play. Come on.
The south of France was ruled by black men at one time.
Pause.
Bring it out.
The south of France was ruled by black men at one time. Now, this is not something that every black man knows. This is esotericism here.
Yeah.
He said the south of France was ruled by black men at one time.
You said we was always in the South.
We were always in the south. We had South Italy, we had South France, we had South Spain, and we had most of Britain. Rewind it again. In the top, stop in the top. Press play. I'm going to show y'all later on. It's later on. How we, what he mentions about how us messing with white women in France. It was heavily done. Press play.
So I suppose you just let black men marry white women?
Well, they do so in France, and it has caused no calamities.
You can marry outside your race in France.
Well, the south of France was ruled by black men at one time, as was Spain and Italy.
Pause!
Can we drop a bomb, bro?
Let's get a couple of them.
He didn't say southern Spain. He said Spain, Italy. Period.
He just went in.
He said southern France was ruled by black men as well as Spain and Italy. I think we just niggas up here just hate white folk. No. What I'm showing y'all is the history, our hidden history is in movies too and shows. What I'm saying to y'all, they have conversations among themselves about it. We are a walking joke. Everyone knows about what we were doing but us. They know these things. We know these things.
Deke, how you come across this movie though?
Man, I forgot. My brother posted it in one of our I think in the gram, the captain's gram. Okay. And I was like, yo, yoink, snatch that joint. I said, download it ASAP.
Hey, Deke, you know why they're so confident that they can put that information out there? Because black people have no common sense to connect dots.
Yeah.
It becomes just like that Boondocks episode when I believe it was Huey. He was telling his grandfather about the history of Christmas.
Yeah.
And all he heard was womp, 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 womp.
Yep.
That's all black people hear when they see that stuff. They're like, oh, okay. And then they look at the special effects of the show.
This is threat assessment. They seen where we at. If you gonna pick that up,
Yep.
but they know how people are.
Yep,
Man.
they know. I'm telling you. We're going to rewind to the top again. Go back to the beginning of the video. Press play.
So I suppose you just let black men marry white women.
Well, they do so in France, and it has caused no calamities.
You can marry outside your race in France.
Well, the south of France was ruled by black men at one time, as was Spain and Italy.
Black men ruled Europe.
Pause. Black men ruled Europe. Yes.
That's right.
Yes, we ruled Europe. Yes. Dark Ages.
That's right.
So that's the question you're asking. So you're telling me that blacks ruled Europe? Spain, France, Italy, Portugal? Yes. Russia? Yes. Germany? Yes. Britain? France? Yes. Yeah, we did. I'm going to take you guys on a long journey through it too. Press play.
Black men ruled Europe.
For 800
For 800 years. Giving you a time.
He can't even stop.
He just keep going. He just blah, 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 blah. It's vomit mouth. I love it. I love it. Now, it was more than 800 years. He's talking about the Moors. But we even before that.
Where's that history in the schools?
It's there. It's not in school. They put that in a movie. They're going to put that in the movie, but not put it in school.
Because the majority of black people don't watch
Now you know why Trump is doing what he's doing. Remove that black stuff. He's even trying to renovate the Black African American Museum, the Smithsonian portion.
In D.C.
This is the only brown building, I think, too. Smithsonian. It's a brown building. Listen, change that nigga building and change it around. Get out of here with that.
Paying red.
Yeah, make it paint it white or red or something. It don't match the rest. It don't match the rest of the aesthetics here. Damn. Black men ruled Europe. He said for 800 years. We ruled longer than that. We ruled over 1,000, but 800 is close enough. We can round the difference. Go ahead.
For 800 years. Part of that empire still exists today.
Pause. Part of that empire still exists today. Go ahead.
It's called
Andalusia. That's Spain. Wow. Why is he gonna say the means? But part of it remains today. Watch.
Yeah. And it truly has some of the most magnificent architecture in the world.
So a lot of the structures of Spain, that's beauty, and that people go to tour and see. White folks didn't build that, man. Right. We built it. Andalusia, we built that area. We built it. It wasn't them. And them white folks say, ha ha, that's how niggas are. Ha 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 ha. We ruled Europe. Ha ha ha. King James is black. Ha ha ha.
Right.
Y'all niggas are stupid.
They can't even duplicate this. They can't duplicate
All this shit. We built a lot of this.
Go back. Yeah.
That's us. We built these things here. Niggas can't fathom that. We built that. Get the F out of here. Yep. Even that castle in Russia, that little swirly dome.
Yep.
We built that too.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's in Moscow, right?
Yeah,
That's
we
in
built
Moscow.
that to a little castle with the swirly top. They can't replicate today. We built that too.
That's the Alhambra.
Alhambra Palace. We built that. That's our castle.
We've always built the most monumental buildings, even throughout the scripture.
Yep.
When we made the first temple, it was what's his name? Solomon made it to be the glory of the earth.
Yep.
Everybody came to see what the temple looked like, and again, it's going to be like that again.
Not only was it built off of Abaddon, it was built with no nails.
Damn.
It was the stones are cut so perfect. They just put them together like Legos. It was called dovetailing. There was no hammers or nails heard in the land when the temple was being constructed because everything was pieced together like a puzzle. The temple had no nails and hammers holding it together. It was all stone cut perfectly in perfect symmetry to match each other to be in the land.
D, can you read it?
Let's get it. I'm gonna show you. Let's get it. I'll show you. Nah, that's not possible, Deke. No, you're making that up.
Hey,
Tertullian doesn't believe you, Deke. Tertullian doesn't believe what you're saying, Deke.
Augustine says you're blaspheming. Hey, can you look up dovetailing?
Yeah. Hold on to that swirly joint and get dovetailing.
Second Chronicles, right?
Hold on. It says no nails. Let me see. It's been a while.
Yeah.
I gotta bear with us. Man, speak, man. Say something, man. He can do that. Speak. Say something, man. Something crazy either, man.
Yeah. Tell them to get their notes and pens.
You already know. That's exactly what I was about to state. But in all seriousness, this is information that you're not going to learn from the school districts, no matter where you're from.
Yeah.
So make sure you take heed to the information that's being brought out, because in the process of time, this is going to be out of the system itself. So make sure you take good notes. Get your pens and your papers. If you have the opportunity, download the classes. Make sure you like and share to your friends and family so this information get pushed throughout the four corners of the world.
Yeah, keep talking.
God bless you, man. I think I got it. Hold on. Yes. 1 Kings 6 and
Yeah,
7.
it was First Kings.
Yeah.
I stayed in Kings.
Yeah, my
First
bad.
Kings 6. Yeah.
We read it?
Yeah, read that.
1 Kings chapter 6 and verse 7. And the house, when it was in building, was built of stone made ready before it was brought thither.
So they basically it was an assembly line. Okay, this stone goes here, this stone goes there. Watch.
So that there was neither hammer nor axe nor any tool of iron heard in the house while it was in building.
Every piece is put together perfectly where you didn't need no nails and hammers. Now look up dovetailing. Read that.
Dovetail. Joined together by means of a dovetail.
Watch. Read the synonyms.
Joint. Joined. Fit together. Link. Interlock. Splice. Mortise. Tenon.
Go together. So there was no nails and hammers for that. It was cut. It was completely cut stone, linked together to match everything to go together. No nails and hammers needed. Basically, they got an assembly line. So that's how we were capable of amazing things, man. We ruled Europe for over 800 years. That's true. It's a fact. Is there more on that video, or that's it?
That was it.
That was it?
Yeah.
That's fine. That's enough.
That's why Christ wasn't impressed with the temple that
He was like,
Herod-
yup. He was like, what the hell is this?
That's
This is
nothing.
this is bull.
I'm gonna tear that down.
Solomon's is better. So now, where we at?
Oh, did we finish with the page?
Go back to that. Yeah, go back to that. We ain't finished yet. We gotta go back to that. So we that, of course, it may be taken. Yeah,
Can
Cat.
I grab a scripture real quick?
Yeah.
Like you said, we always be in the south of France. Isaiah prophesied about it, and even Christ is prophesied about it. The scripture, Isaiah 43, verse 5.
The book of Isaiah, chapter 43 and verse 5. Fear not, I am with you. I am with thee. I will bring thy seed from the east and gather thee from the west. I will say to the north, give up, and to the south, keep not back. Bring my sons from far, and my daughters from the end
So that
of
right
the
there
earth.
prove that it was in the south.
Yeah.
Christ said something to Luke 13 real quick. That was somebody that asked Christ about how many people was few going to be saved.
Okay.
We're just going to jump straight to the point. So I'll give it back to you, Dick. Verse 28, 29.
We got a text as well, right? We gotta go on break soon. So I'm gonna enter the text. We're gonna read this, go to the text, and go on break. Luke what?
Luke 13.
Verse 28, 29.
Yes. Luke chapter 13, verse 28.
So that was Christ's answer to that brother, young man that asked him.
There shall be weeping and gnashing of teeth when ye shall see Abraham and Isaac and Jacob and all the prophets in the kingdom of God, and you yourselves thrust out.
Read.
And they shall come from the east and from the west and from the north and from the south and shall sit down in the kingdom of God.
Yep. In the south, yeah. Yep.
South too.
Good stuff.
Oh, praise.
Read that. Of course, it may be taken.
Of course, it may be taken for
Read
granted.
read this first and read the text last. Go ahead.
Of course, it may be taken for granted that among these Iberians,
There's dark-skinned Israelites. Go ahead. Iberians. Go ahead.
the spread over Africa, Spain, France, and the British Isles, local differences would exist.
Watch this.
Just as there is a perceptible difference between the Anglo-Saxons of the Old World.
Stop. There is a perceptible difference between the Anglo-Saxons of the Old World. The Anglo-Saxons of the Old World are the black rulers of Europe. We are the Anglo-Saxons of the Old World. That's us. Watch.
And those of the New.
The Anglo-Saxons of the New World, America, is white people. Edom was a big difference between us and them. Go ahead.
But there is reason to believe
Watch this.
that the Scotty of Ireland
The Scotty or Scottish of Ireland. Go ahead.
The Iberians of Spain.
The Iberians of Spain. Go ahead.
And the Berbers of Africa.
And the Berbers of Africa. Go ahead.
Belong to a fundamentally identical race.
Same race of people. Black Scots, black Spaniards, Berbers of Africa are the same. The Punics, same. Same race of people. We ruled Europe as the old world Anglo-Saxons. All right? What we got now? Text.
Right.
It says, Shalom, Most High Christ, bless your leadership. In Ethiopia, Amharic, we call them cow, literally meaning red.
Wow.
Kai.
I'm Amharic. Yes, I'm Semitic language. Wow. They call them cow. Wow.
We always knew that in Africa. We always knew.
We always call them what they are. That's some good stuff. So even our brothers over there in Ethiopia call them red people.
We call them the white man in America.
Yep, or Azungu. Or Azungu in Malawi. Or Mizungu in other parts. But I know Azungu means foreigner or wicked. That's what Azungu means.
Yeah.
Azungu means wicked wicked or foreigner, white man in Swahili. Or broken, it's called Chichewa. In Malawi language, it's called Chichewa. They call them Azungu in that language. It means wicked or white man. Wicked one or white man. That's what it means. So those words, the words Azungu, white man, or wicked are interchangeable at the Bible. Yeah. Same thing.
Every nation of people that encounter the white man, they have a name that relates them to Satan or something.
Yep.
Like blue-eyed devil.
Yep.
That red, everything.
Yep. Or Mzungu in Swahili is the same thing. Mzungu is a foreigner, a white person, derogatory manner. But when I hear it from the adorable little girl, no, okay, it's bullshit. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it means devil.
Great Satan.
Yeah. Great Shaitan, right? Shaitan. So when you go back, Anglo-Saxons of the old world, the Scots of Ireland, going back to King James and them as well, Mama's side. The Bretons, King James' father's side. The Iberians, all the same people. The Berbers of Africa, same people. When we come back from the break, we're going to go into the Berbers of Africa real quick. I want the John Lost Child and Myth joint. I'm going to share that too, regarding the Berbers being Israelites as well. So we'll be right back. We'll be back in about, we'll be back. All right, so just stay tuned. Stay patient.
Hey, yo, IUIC just got banned in France. And here's why. L'exploitation put out an article stating that Israel United in Christ is prohibited in France. The article states, the IUIC, the French branch of an American association of the same name, promotes a message according to which Black, Hispanic, and Native American population are the real Israelites, says the government in its decree, a de facto anti-Semitic speech to which are added multiple calls for violence and hatred from other communities, which earned him this dissolution pronounced on Wednesday. So since IUIC teaches that the Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans are the indeed Israelites, according to Deuteronomy 28, Leviticus 26, Jeremiah 17:4, that truth has now become a hate speech, violence, and anti-Semitic, and has been outlawed in France. In the book of Psalms, chapter 83 and verse 3, it says, they have taken crafty counsel against thy people, and consulted against thy hidden ones. Who is God's hidden ones and his people? The 12 tribes of Israel, the Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. Verse 4, they have said, come and let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance. This is why France has outlawed Israel United in Christ from teaching the Bible. France doesn't want the real Israelites, the Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans to awake to their true nationality.
Shalom, this is Captain OC of the IUIC Booster Club. Today I'm going to show you and tell you how you can join the Booster Club. The first thing you're going to do is you're going to send an email to iuic.fundraising@israelunite.org. In the body of the email, you're going to include your name, where you congregate, and how long you have been with IUIC. Once you sent this email, wait for a response, and then you too will be a member of the IUIC Booster Club. Shalom.
studio we have with us Captain Nashan and Captain Shemaiah.
That we are the biblical Israelites according to the Bible.
To be sold, cargo, Negro slave.
So a black God, a black Messiah only came for so-called black people whose name is what? There we go.
The people of God is the 12 tribes of Israel. And the book of the 12 tribes of Israel is the Bible. The Bible is telling us, everybody that's listening, that this is the reason why we're going through the problems that we're going through. We don't have the knowledge of God. That's what my captain was bringing about. He was saying, my people are destroyed for the lack of knowledge. If they don't have the knowledge, they will be destroyed. The knowledge is keeping God's commandments. That's why God punished us, because we turned our back on his commandments.
All right, we're back. We're back from the break. Back from the break. Let's get into the book now, Lost Tribes and Myth by Gabi. Touching on Berbers real quick. This is a side note. This map right here is it's a rare book, very rare book. Lost Tribes and Myth by Alan H. Godby. Very rare book that most are not privy to, but we are. Found, if you could find it at all, it's a rare book. Created by a Duke University professor who was told to call it a book, who was told to title it Lost Tribes and Myth to remove any validity of the book being true when it is. So you see here, go up to the top of the top west part of Africa here. Okay, you see here, this is all the Maghreb. Algeria, you see Spain up top there. It says Tarshish, that's the ancient name for it. You see Minoan colonies. Minoan colonies is where Japheth had dominion. Okay, Minoan, that's Japheth, Minos, the fake false god name, some dumbass name, Chris Evans, I believe, created for them, which is nonsensical to remove any biblical relevance behind the people of these lands. You have Mauritania to the left corner right here. Go over to the bottom right there. Go over. Mauritania right there. See it? Mauritania. This is Tropic of Cancer. Mauritania. That's all Mauritania right there. Morocco. And you see Beni Musa right there. Sons of Moses right there. Beni Musa. Okay, and you have, go over. You have, go down. You see the medieval Jewish kingdom, community, Jewish kingdom of Granada, okay, from Lam, Jewish colony there. We have this whole area here. Now go down to the bottom. Down, right there. See that? Yemen Jews and Falashas, Berber, Moorish, and Negro Jews. These are all the same people. Going into the Berbers. Read that? The names in red.
The names in red in the northern Sahara are oases in which some Berber Judaism survives. It is estimated about 15,000 Jews are scattered throughout the interior. Other names in red are places of ancient Jewish colonies. In some cases, an approximate date of settlement is added.
So these Berbers, Yemen Jews, Falashas, which will be the Beta Israel, Moorish and Negro Jews are all the same people. Semitic Berbers are Israelites too. So the Berbers and the Iberians are the same people that became Scoti, that became Basques or Iberians. It's the same people. Same people. You got a text again? What does it say there?
All right. It says, Shalom. So it's safe to say that Esau, Edom, had been born with what is known today as albinism.
Yeah, you could say that. You could say he was born with that. Yeah, but the Most High just made him look that way. You know? So you can say that, yes. Albinism. Another one?
Is there another text or no? Huh?
That it? One more? Okay.
All right. Do you see the next pope being a so-called black? There's been talk. Peter Tuckson, out of Ghana from Fonte tribe.
And line will be the next one. Okay. Well, I don't really care much for black child molesters no more than I care for white ones. Right. These Catholic priests are weirdos and freaks, so I don't really care. I don't really care either one. A black pope will not change anything. It'll be a black face to child molestation and evil, because a lot of these Catholic popes they're very, very knowledgeable, and they have and a lot of what we know they know more of. In fact, the Catholic priests, the Catholic Church, or the Vatican itself, are the gatekeepers of all ancient and secret history that we're bringing to y'all now. Yep. A lot of what we're bringing to y'all now, what you saw in that movie, is well known and documented within the Vatican, within the Smithsonian. They know everything. And whatever they don't know, they're going to go and look for it because they have access to it. So that black pope gets in that seat, he ain't gonna have access to it. He will not have access to what that white pope had access to.
Yeah, right.
At all. So he's of no importance to me at all.
Like Obama.
Like Obama, pretty much. Exactly. We got something else?
They're still gonna call him a nigger pope.
Yeah.
They might assassinate him too.
Yep. Yeah, who knows? What we got?
Shalom, Deacon. I am from Charleston, South Carolina. And as you probably know, majority of the slaves came through the ports of Charleston. And I've been hearing alleged stories that my great-great-great-grandfather, I don't know how many generations down, could be a white man on my father's side. But I don't know if it's true because we don't know anything about his dad's side. If so, is it possible his seed could have gotten blacked out?
Yeah, if you believe in this truth, man, it is what it is, man. You can't go back so far back into your line to know. Not all of us have the ability to go back and check those things. Right. The truth, the scriptures say that my sheep hear my voice. A lot of the times y'all get freaked out. I don't know who my dad is. Most of these Negroes walking around don't know who their father is. Damn near 80% of Negroes walking around today don't know who their daddy is. If they do know who he is, you don't give a damn about them anyway. So I mean, it is what it is. You gotta, it's all about faith. It's all about, your belief in this truth. It is what it is. Don't let that shake your faith, not knowing your father's side on the line if you don't know.
Let's keep the commandments.
Let's keep the commandments.
The Spirit bear witness with what's written in His Bible, then,
Also, I don't want to leave my brothers out. Northern Kingdom, you guys built monolithic and amazing infrastructures on this side of the world as well. That they say aliens built it. They found pyramids over here that are the exact same build and measurement as the ones in Egypt, because the same guys that built the pyramids in Egypt are the same ones that built them over here. So a lot of the amazing architectures and structures found in the Americas that are modern marvels of the world. Ooh, wow! Who built this? Aliens, Winnie the Pooh, rather than us. Alien built whatever we built something amazing that white folks didn't do. Aliens did it. So I cannot leave out My Northern Kingdom brothers and sisters as well, or brothers particularly, who were monumental in the building of infrastructures in this part of the world as well, throughout Central, South, and North America. That was us as well. We are capable of wondrous, amazing things, even in our wickedness. So imagine our righteousness. Imagine the difference. So now, let's go to Genesis 25. We read 20, 25. We're going to read down to 41. Let's go where we left off. So they're born. One's red, one's not. Let's read on.
Starting verse 27, you said?
Yeah.
Okay. Genesis chapter 25 and verse 27.
Let me get that with you. Let me see.
Oh, we ended at 26.
Okay, read on. 26.
All right. And after that came his brother out, and his hand took hold on Esau's heel, and his name was called Jacob. And Isaac was 80 years old when she bare them.
They waited 20 years to have their twins. Go ahead.
And the boys grew, and Esau was a cunning hunter, a man of the field, and Jacob was a plain man, dwelling in tents. And Isaac loved Esau because he did eat of his venison.
So Isaac had a favor. He loved Esau because Esau would go out and travel and bring the food home. He was a second provider. Go ahead.
But Rebekah loved Jacob.
But the Lord told Rebekah in the spirit about these two children, and so she favored Jacob over the other one. Go ahead.
And Jacob sod pottage. And Esau came from the field, and he was faint. And Esau said to Jacob, Feed me, I pray thee, with that same red pottage, for I am faint. Therefore was his name called Edom.
So he matched the same red pottage that his brother was cooking. So God said, your name is Edom, red. Go ahead.
And Jacob said, Sell me this day thy birthright.
Go ahead.
And Esau said, Behold, I am at the point to die, and what profit shall this birthright do to me?
Listen, man, the hell with the birthright. I'm starving. I'm about to die, man. Just give me, take the birthright. I don't care. Just feed me, bro. He didn't care about his birthright. He did not care about his birthright. Go ahead.
And Jacob said, Swear to me this day. And he sware unto him. And he sold his birthright unto Jacob.
So at that moment, he sold his birthright to Jacob. He did not care for it. Watch this.
Then Jacob gave Esau bread and pottage of lentils.
Vegetables, go ahead.
And he did eat and drink.
Come on.
And rose up and went his way.
Watch.
Thus Esau despised his birthright.
Esau, after he got rid of it, he despised it. He said, F that birthright. Because the birthright is what? The birthright is your relationship between you and God and him choosing your people to be his heirs to the kingdom. He said, man, the hell with that. I don't care about that. The hell with that. Because he didn't see the blessing in that birthright. He didn't care about it. Now, hindsight 2020, he knows now what his father gave up. And he took it back. I'm going to take the land, take their identity. I'm going to become Jacob now. That's what Esau's done. My forefather gave it away. He knew what he was doing. I'm going to take back what my father. I'm going to take back what my father gave away, and become an Israelite or an Israeli. Take over the land, and whitewash their God looking to look like me.
Damn.
Now where we at? 27 verse 30. Yeah, 27 verse 30.
Genesis chapter 27 and verse.
So now his name is changed to Edom. They're older now. 27 verse 30.
Verse 30. And it came to pass, as soon as Isaac had made an end of blessing Jacob, and Jacob was yet scarce gone out from the presence of Isaac his father, that Esau his brother came in from his hunting. And he also had made savory meat, and brought it unto his father, and said unto his father, Let my father arise and eat of his son's venison, that thy soul may bless me.
Now the Lord moved Rebekah's spirit to make certain that Jacob gets the blessing too. All right, the spirit removed her to do this. So Esau goes and gives his father some food so he can inherit his blessing. He already gave away his birthright. So he said, okay, well, I gave the birthright away. The hell with the birthright. I can get my blessing at least. So he shows up. So after Isaac blessed Jacob, thinking it was Esau, he shows up to get blessed. Go ahead.
And Isaac his father said unto him, Who art thou?
Who are you?
And he said, I am thy son, thy firstborn Esau.
Because Isaac was blind. Go ahead. He went from an old age. Go ahead.
And Isaac trembled very exceedingly, and said, Who? Where is he that hath taken venison, and brought it me? And I have eaten of all before thou camest, and have blessed him. Yea, and he shall be blessed.
Yeah, so whoever that guy was that walked up in here and made me a meal, And I blessed him. That's who got blessed. Go ahead.
And when Esau heard the words of his father, he cried with a great and exceeding bitter cry.
He's mad. He's furious. Go ahead.
And said unto his father, Bless me, even also, O my father. And he said, Thy brother came with subtlety, and hath taken away thy blessing.
Yeah, your brother came and took your blessing. I can't help you. Go ahead.
And he said, Is not he rightly named Jacob?
It's not. You named him. You gave him the right name. It's not he rightly named Jacob. Go ahead.
For he hath supplanted me these 2 times.
Now he's a liar. Esau's a liar now. He has supplanted me these 2 times. Remember, he gave away his birthright willingly. But he's trying to play victim now. Oh, he supplanted me 2 times. These 2 times for the birthright, which I gave away on my own, and this blessing he took. Go ahead.
He took away my birthright. And behold, now he hath taken away my blessing. And he said, Hast thou not reserved a blessing for me? And Isaac answered and said unto Esau, Behold, I have made him thy lord, and his brethren have I given to him for servants.
You're going to serve. The eldest shall serve the younger. That's how she did what she did. Through the prophecy of the Lord. Go ahead.
And with corn and wine have I sustained him. And what shall I do now unto thee, my son?
What can I do for you? I already blessed him with all the things that he inherited. He inherits my blessing now. When I was blessed with my forefather, passed him. What can I do? I can't help you. Watch.
And Esau said unto his father, Hadst thou but one blessing, my father? Bless me, even me also, O my father. And Esau lifted up his voice and wept.
He's crying. Watch this.
And Isaac his father answered and said unto him, Behold, thy dwelling shall be the fatness of the earth.
You shall have the best of the earth. You're going to possess the best of the earth, the fatness of it. All the resources of the earth, you're going to inherit, you're going to get it. Watch.
And of the dew of heaven from above.
And wherever, we're going to find you everywhere. You're going to be everywhere, like dew. Go ahead.
And by thy sword.
And you're going to accomplish this how?
And by thy sword.
By the sword. By the sword. Go ahead.
Shalt thou live.
You're going to accomplish the fatness of the earth and be upon the dew of heaven by conquering and killing for it. You're going to be, remember, he was a cunning hunter. He will be that all over the earth. Kill off people, kill off animals, kill off resources. That's who he's going to be. That's your blessing, son. You're a bloodshedder. You're going to live by the sword. Read again.
And by thy sword shalt thou live.
You're going to live by the sword, Esau. You're a walking killing machine. A murderer, a liar. That's why they call them vandals. A vandalizer. Go ahead.
And shalt serve thy brother.
But in the end of all of that, you still got to serve your brother because I already blessed him. You will serve him regardless of these things. Go ahead.
And it shall come to pass when thou shalt have the dominion.
When you gain power and dominion, go ahead.
That thou shalt break his yoke from off thy neck.
You will remove Jacob's rulership from off of you. Go ahead.
And Esau hated Jacob.
And Esau hated Jacob. Remember that? We read earlier about that. There was enemies, natural enemies. Go ahead.
Because of the blessing wherewith his father blessed him.
Because that blessing means that Esau would forever be a servant to his younger brother. Whether him or his children would always be subject to the rulership of his younger twin brother. So for that, he despised Jacob for it. Go ahead.
And Esau said in his heart.
He said in his heart and his mind, watch.
The days of mourning for my father are at hand.
My father is dying. Go ahead.
Then will I slay my brother.
I'm going to kill this nigga. That hatred's always been there. All he did was a reason. He found one. I'm going to kill this dude. When my father dies, I'm going to kill this dude. Watch.
And these words of Esau, her elder son, were told to Rebekah.
How? How were the words of his mind told to Rebekah? Because the Lord was dealing with her. The Lord moved her spirit to do all these things. You get the Muslims say, oh, Jacob was a deceiver. No Muslim. No suicide bombing Muslims and black trafficking slave Muslims. No. The Lord moved her spirit to make the decision to make certain that Jacob gets the blessing. Because Esau is a lying, maniacal murderer that was blessed with the sword to conquer and obtain all the blessings that he got today. was through bloodshed, lies, and murder.
To this day.
So the Lord said, listen, your oldest son plans on killing your younger son. Get him out of here. That's the Lord dealing with her the entire time. Because remember, Isaac favored Esau. If we're up to Isaac, Esau be ruling today. He be good. The Lord was like, no, even though I made him first, the first shall be last, the last shall be first. That's how God deal with things. So these words in his mind were shown to Rebecca in the spirit, and she acted on it and got Jacob out of there. That's all I want. So he would live by the sword. Now, get me 1 Kings 22, when it says you'll break the yoke off. Break the yoke. We got a text? 1 Kings 22.
All right. It says, all praise to the Lord of 12 tribes of Israel united in Christ. Deacon, I wanted to ask you of asking for donations on the Sabbath classroom. Is it not lawful? Last Sunday land blitz is still fresh and all. It's also proved our God is a living God. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with donating funds to a cause. You're not spending money. You're not doing any transaction. You're just sending money from one person to that. But if I hand somebody, there's nothing wrong with it. But people, I understand some people's consciences like, oh, we don't feel comfortable doing that, which is fine. But there's nothing wrong with you just donating money, and donating money. There's nothing wrong with that. All right, but if you don't feel comfortable doing it, then don't do it. Don't do it. So it's just fine. I understand people. Oh, you shouldn't donate, but there's nothing wrong with donating. We're not spending it. You're not. There's no transaction being done.
You're not buying and selling.
You're not buying and selling. Right. That's the point. You're not buying and selling. You're donating. You're giving.
And Christ says you could do good on the Sabbath.
Right. That as well. Right. So, 1 Kings 22 and 44.
1 Kings chapter 22 and verse 44.
This is going to go into the prophecy which says that you shall break your brother's yoke off of you. When Israel started going off, and we started going off as a nation, the Lord removed the rulership we had over these nations. The yoke was broken. Watch this. Read that.
And Jehoshaphat made peace with the king of Israel. Now the rest of the acts of Jehoshaphat and his might that he showed, and how he warred, are they not written in the book of the Chronicles of the kings of Judah?
Come on.
And the remnant of the Sodomites, which remained in the days of his father Asa, he took out of the land.
Yeah, he killed the homosexuals. He killed them. Go ahead, read on.
There was no king in Edom. A deputy was king.
There was no king in Edom. There was a person that was deputized over them. A deputy was their king. Read on.
Jehoshaphat made ships of Tarshish to go to Ophir for gold, but they went not, for the ships were broken at
Ezion-Geber, because Jehoshaphat kept trying to be friendly and buddy-buddy with an evil Negro. He had a soft spot for his people. Jehoshaphat was passive. So he saw the evil of his brother, but tried to align himself with the wicked anyway. And God said, I don't want you doing that. You're a good man, but you can't be good to the wicked. Read on.
Then said Ahaziah the son of Ahab unto Jehoshaphat, let my servants go with thy servants in the ships. But Jehoshaphat would not.
He's like, nah, I can't, because you wicked. Your father was wicked. You're wicked. I can't deal with you like that. But they built ships together. The Lord destroyed them things. Give me whole that. So they had no king. Their deputy was king, right? Now get 2 Kings 8 and 16. So 1 Kings 22, they have no king during Jehoshaphat's time. When Jehoshaphat was around, he was somewhat righteous, but his problem was he was passive towards his wicked brother, Northern Kingdom. But he was right. But he was a good man, good king. Just had a soft spot. Now get 2 Kings 8:16.
2 Kings chapter 8 and verse 16. And in the 5th year of Joram, the son of Ahab, king of Israel, Jehoshaphat being then king of Judah, Joram, the son of Jehoshaphat, king of Judah, began to reign. 32 years old was he when he began to reign. And he reigned 8 years in Jerusalem.
Come on.
And he walked in the way of the kings of Israel.
He walked in the way of the kings of Northern. They all fall behind Jeroboam. The same old idolatry. Come on.
As did the house of Ahab. For the daughter of Ahab was his wife.
The daughter of Ahab was his wife. So his wife had influence over him regarding his idolatry. He married Ahab's daughter, who was married to Jezebel. Ahab, come on.
And he did evil in the sight of the Lord.
Go ahead.
Yet the Lord would not destroy Judah for David his servant's sake.
Right, for Joseph. Go ahead.
As he promised him to give him always a light and to his children.
Come on.
In his days.
In his days. This is so in his days, go ahead.
Edom revolted from under the hand of Judah.
Edom revolted from under the hand of Judah. They broke the bonds. Go ahead.
And made a king over themselves.
Now there is no deputy. Now they're a kingdom now. Because Judah started going off. Go ahead.
So Jeram went over to Zior, and all the chariots with him. And he rose by night, and smote the Edomites which compassed him about.
They try to fight. They try to fight us. Revolted. They got a king among themselves, and revolted to fight against us. Go ahead.
And the captains of the chariots and the people fled into their tents. Yet Edom revolted from under the hand of Judah unto this day.
Come on.
Then Libnah revolted at the same time.
Because Judah started going off, so now they have a king. Now they revolted. Now, get me, and that was Jehoram. That was Jehoshaphat's son. So when Jehoshaphat died and his son took over and married Ahab's daughter, it was a wrap. That was around 849 and 842 BC when Edom rebelled. Now, why is that so important to go into? Edom gained a king, they revolted against Judah, and now they're doing their own thing. What did that lead to? Give me the dictionary now. Obadiah. So once Edom revolted, what did they do? What did they start doing?
Dictionary of the Bible by William Smith.
William Smith Dictionary. How old is it? Go down.
1863.
1863. It's put together when we was in slavery. Go to Obadiah.
The book of Obadiah is a favorite study of the modern Jews.
I bet it is. Go ahead.
It is here especially that they read the future fate of their own nation and of the Christians. Those unversed in their literature may wonder where the Christians are found in the book of Obadiah. Mm-hmm. But it is a fixed principle of rabbinical interpretation that by Edomites, it is prophetically meant Christians.
Yep. Go ahead, Christianity. Go ahead.
And that by Edom is meant Rome.
Edom is meant Rome. All the so-called today, the Israelis today, they will not and cannot deny that the children of Esau or the Romans are descendants of Esau. They know this. They say it's in their Talmud. They know it. They don't deny it. They think that they're us, but they're Romans too. Okay, read on.
Thus, Kimchi on Obadiah lays it down that all that the prophets have said about the destruction of Edom in the last times has reference to Rome.
Go ahead.
So Rabbi Bakay on Isaiah 60:17.
Okay.
And Barbanel has written a commentary on Obadiah resting on this hypothesis as is.
So Barbanel says he holds the same rabbinical belief that Edom is Rome. Same thing. Jump down to the results, the reasons of, the reasons of this rabbinical.
The reasons of this rabbinical dictum are as various as ridiculous as might be imagined.
So the author of this is saying that this is ridiculous, but all the Jews know that the Romans are Edomites. He's the author of this dictionary saying, oh, it's ridiculous. No, it's not. That's them trying to, remember these are, they're saying the Edomites are trying to argue and say that that's not true because that makes them Edomites. That's what they're saying. It's ridiculous because they're Edomites. They're doomed. Read on.
Nachmanides, Bakay, and Arbanel.
Nachmanides, go ahead. Bakay and Barbanel, go ahead.
Says that
Janus is the god of beginnings and endings. A Roman god, Janus. Okay? Where the word January comes from. Where the word January comes from. Janus. Go ahead, watch this.
The first king of Latium.
So Janus was the first king of Latium. When Edom took over, remember, Edom and Japheth ruled the Roman kingdom together. They ruled the Roman kingdom together. No, I'm sorry. Japheth had the Roman kingdom. Edom moved in with them and ruled the Roman Republic. And they ruled the Roman Republic jointly. Then over Edom had they were called the Latins or Latium. Their first king over. Remember they rebelled from Judah. migrated into where Japheth was, established themselves there, in a kingdom there called Latium. Watch this, and then what?
Was grandson of Esau.
So Janus, the first king of Latium, was grandson of Esau. Janus, it's the same guy. They just deified him and made him January. It's the same thing. Go ahead.
Kimchi on Joel chapter 3, verse 19.
Watch this.
Says that Julius Caesar was an Idumean.
Julius Caesar, or Caesar, was an Idumean. Yes, they were Idumeans too. Read on.
Scaliger reports the Jews, both those who are comparatively ancient,
the ancient Jews,
and those who are modern,
and the white ones today, the fake ones today, go ahead,
believe that Titus was an Edomite.
Just like Julius Caesar was an Edomite. Go ahead.
And when the prophets denounced Edom, they frequently referred it to Titus.
That means Vespasian was an Edomite too. That's his father. Go ahead.
Abin Ezra says.
And so was Domitian, his brother. Go ahead.
That there were no Christians except such as were Idumeans until the time of Constantine. And that the Constantine, having embraced their religion, the whole Roman Empire became entitled Idumeans.
Right, reading the, yeah, go ahead.
St. Jerome says that some of the Jews...
Right, remember, when Israel took over Rome, we took on a persona and ideology of Rome. So the Jews that were rabbinical, they referred to us that ruled Rome as Edomites also, and pushers of the Edomite religion, which is Christianity. That's what they're saying here. Go ahead.
St. Jerome said that some of the Jews read Hebrew, Rome for Hebrew. Duma in Isaiah chapter 21, verse 11. Finally, some of the rabbis, and with them are Barbanel, maintained that it was the soul of Esau which lived again in Christ.
Yeah, they hated Christ. They said Christ. They said Esau lived in Christ. They hated Christ with a passion. These are all rabbinical. These are Pharisaical Jews. All these Jews subscribe to Talmudic, Babylonian, Pharisaical Judaism. These are all Pharisees, pretty much, or Pharisaical students. Because the Pharisaical Judaism and Babylonian Talmudic Judaism is the same. And they all hated the Messiah. They speak ill of him all the time. But they were right about Esau being the white man and being Rome. That's true. Now jump down. Thus it was, BC. Go down. Down. Go up. I'm sorry, up. Go up some. Hold on. Up. Right here. Go to I have several times shown.
I have several times shown that from Edom proceeded the kings who reigned in Italy.
Reigned where?
In Italy.
Italy, Latium, Rome. Go ahead, and
who built up Rome.
No, reigned in Italy and where?
I have several times shown that from Edom proceeded the kings who reigned in Italy.
Come on.
And who built up Rome.
Watch.
To be great among the nations.
Come on.
And chief among the provinces.
Come on.
And in this way, Italy and Greece and all the western provinces became filled with Idumean.
When Judah and Ephraim fell, Edom, remember, Judah already rebelled from God. When they rebelled from God, they made themselves a king and started fighting against Judah. Then once Judah fell under Babylon and Ephraim under Assyria, they migrated themselves into Europe and became abundant there and built kingdoms there. Okay, and mingled themselves with Japheth and ruled jointly with them and eventually took over and conquered and killed and forced Japheth out of those areas. And Japheth ran further west into the Pacific Islands over there, and they killed the rest of them or mingled with the rest of them. All right? So they took over, it says, Italy, Greece, and all the western provinces. That's Germany, France, that's all of that. They took over Europe. Now, get the next one. Give me the next book now, Modern Judaism, by John Allen. I'm going to read page 231. Read that.
Esau's descendants are the subjects of extensive traditions in which the rabbis, with an effrontery at which we effrontery at which we should wonder in any other men.
What does effrontery mean? Look at that word, effrontery. What does that word mean? I think it means hatred, I think. Effrontery. Effrontery. What does that word mean?
Yeah, insolent or impertinent behavior.
Yeah, they hate.
Impudence, impertinence, cheat, insolence.
Yeah, they hate.
Yep.
Yeah, go back.
says Esau's descendants are the subjects of extensive traditions in which the rabbis with an infantry at which we should wonder and any other men have set at defiance all authentic history and accurate chronology.
So the author here is doing what the last author did. He's trying to argue and refute what the Jews have been saying. The ancient Jews are saying, the Israelis and modern Jews are saying regarding the descendants of Esau. He's saying that basically it defies all authentic history. No, it doesn't. Because Esau knows Esau. Read on.
These representations, the fallacy of which will be too obvious to require
So he's saying that these things being said by the Jews are false, too obvious to be pointed out. Go ahead.
To require being pointed out may be briefly comprised under the following heads.
Watch.
First, that the descendants of Esau, the sworn enemies of the descendants of Jacob, even to the end of the world, were at first a small nation.
That's biblical. That's not a lie. That's a fact. That's in the Bible. Go ahead.
Inhabiting Mount Seir.
That's biblical.
And the adjacent country, contiguous to the land of Canaan.
Contiguous to the land of Canaan. Go ahead.
That they were easily confined within their own limits.
They were easily confined. Confined. Go ahead.
As long as the Israelites enjoyed a great and formidable empire in Canaan.
Watch.
But that after the powerful republic of the 12 tribes was destroyed by the Assyrians and Babylonians.
Once Judah and Ephraim fell, once the 12 tribes fell from Babylon and Assyria, come on.
They wonderfully increased in numbers and strength.
When we fall, the nations rise. That's why when we started going against God and rebelling, Esau rebelled against us and gave themselves a king. And then we fell to the Babylonians and the Assyrians and went into exile. Edom had no one to confine them. So we free to go where we want to go. What they do? They migrated to Europe.
Made themselves a king.
Made themselves a king over there in Latium and named them Janus, and there you go. Go ahead.
Extended their dominion towards the west.
Watch.
Spread their colonies far and wide.
Watch.
Subjugated Italy. Founded Rome and the Roman Empire.
And Greece. Go ahead.
At length, entirely overturned the Jewish state.
They conquered us. Go ahead.
Which had been restored after the termination of the Babylonian captivity. The second temple being destroyed by Titus Vespasian.
And Idumean, go ahead. Titus, his father, go ahead. Vespasian's son, go ahead.
And that in the present day.
In the modern time now, go ahead.
Professing the religion of Jesus of Nazareth.
They now profess Christianity, go ahead, because Christianity came from the Edomites, go ahead, or Rome, go ahead.
Which they were the first of all
I would
nations.
say it was pushed by Rome. We started, it was pushed by Rome now, go ahead.
Which they were the first of all nations to embrace.
Rome was the first, yes, go ahead.
They hold the dominion over all Europe.
They hold what?
The dominion over all Europe.
They hold the dominion over all of Europe. I mean, Edomites are all Europeans.
Right now.
Right now. Go ahead.
Esau, detained in captivity, his brother Jacob, at least as far as regards the tribe of Judah, till his Messiah ben David shall appear.
So until the Messiah arrives, Edom will rule over us. That's what it's saying here. Is there more? That the prophecies?
Yes, sir. Y'all got the next page too, right? Secondly, that the prophecies of the prophets against Esau, Edom, Seir, and the cities of Edom.
Come on.
Especially those of Isaiah, Jeremiah, and Obadiah, have not yet received their full accomplishment.
The prophecies and judgments against Edom have not been fully realized. Not yet. Not been accomplished yet. Go ahead.
For that, though the house of Esau has experienced some particular judgments of God,
here and there,
on account of the injuries at different periods of time inflicted upon Israel, yet the final vengeance on account of that last and greatest injury, the destruction of the second temple by Titus,
Rome,
and the transportation of the Jews into captivity,
slave trade,
in which they are still most opprobriously detained
to this day,
is yet impending over it.
Go ahead.
To be executed in the time of the Messiah.
Come on.
That this is foretold by the prophets and all their denunciations of the severest plagues against the house of Esau, the cities of Edom and Mount Seir, which all belong to Rome and the Christians.
And Christianity. Go ahead.
And that the fate of Christians at that time will be far more dreadful than that of the Mohammedans.
The judgment on Edomites will be far worse than Ishmael. Edom did far more damage than Ishmael. You know, Ishmael's slavery is still going on today. He's nowhere near as bad as Esau. He's in second place. Esau's in first. That's all I want. So he took over all of Europe. Once we fell, once Judah and Ephraim fell, Esau took over the world, basically. He took over. Now, Get me Deuteronomy 28, verse 15. You got a text?
Yeah. Says, the additional proof that we ruled Europe is the code of arms all over that is shown in nature known.
No color line. Yes, I'm going to
sorry.
get into that, though, as well. I'll get back, though, as well. I'll get into that. 28, verse 15.
Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse 15. But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe to do all his commandments and his statutes, which I command thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee. Cursed shalt thou be in the city.
Cursed shall you be in the city. No, give me, so the Lord said, if we broke his commandments and his laws, we will be cursed. Now jump to verse 43 and 44.
Verse 43. The stranger that is within thee shall get up above thee very high.
So remember, we had Edom in subjection. They were confined. As long as we ruled, we had them confined. But once we fell, what happened? Read again.
The stranger that is within thee shall get up above thee very high.
You get a king and gain rulership. Go ahead.
And thou shalt come down very low.
We go into captivity. Come on.
He shall lend to thee.
He would lend to us.
And thou shalt not lend to him.
We would lose our power. Go ahead. He shall lend to you. IMF, World Bank. That's him today. The franc system, the francs, France, same thing. Go ahead.
He shall be the head.
He shall be the head of state, your ruler, your governor, your mayor, your president, your king. He shall rule over you. Your Kaiser. Go ahead.
And thou shalt be the tail.
You'll be on the bottom. You'll be on the ass end of everything and everyone where you're around. You'll be nothing. You'll be the back of the bus. Okay? So that's the curse. Now, get me African presence in early Europe now. We got time. African presence in early Europe by Ivan Van Sertima. I want page 223. Page 223. Read down the highlighter parts. Go down, go down, go down. Start from the Roman occupation of England. Watch this.
The Roman occupation of England under the African emperor Septimius Severus.
Under the what emperor?
Septimius Severus.
Under the African emperor, the black emperor, Septimius Severus. Septimius Severus, come on.
Who brought into England from Rome and from his home in Namibia, North Africa.
That's where he's from. Go ahead.
Large contingents of African officials.
He brought his people, large contingents of his people, his officials, go ahead, into England. Go ahead.
And soldiers around 200 AD.
Go ahead.
For more complete information on this event, consult Burley and Ben Yehochanan. We must not forget about the 700 years of African Moorish domination over the Iberian Peninsula.
700 years of the African or Israelite Moorish domination over Spain and where?
And southern France.
And southern, that's in the same show, 1923. Southern France. Go ahead.
711 to 1492
That's
AD.
800 years. We ruled over 800 years. Read on.
The African presence in the British Isles.
The African presence or the black presence in the British Islands. Go ahead.
Is either acknowledged or totally avoided by those scholars.
Go ahead.
Who do research in this area.
They try to lie or ignore that we were in Europe. Make it seem as if white folks are there the whole time when they weren't. Read on.
None of the books
I
have encountered have attempted to deny the presence.
Or the books that we have denied the presence. Go ahead.
Or, if they acknowledged it, to present the people as anything but free and independent.
Go ahead.
In fact, people fitting an Africoid description are cited as being the earliest inhabitants of those realms.
Yep, go ahead.
And this point is even verified in British literature and mythology.
Go up. This is Septimius Severus and his wife. That's him there. His wife there, I believe she's an Arab. And his son took after his wife, light skin and so forth. And his son's over there, he's all blurred out on the left. Go to the left, he's all blurred out there in the bottom right there. No, right there, that's his son right there. He's probably darker. He's dark like his father. You can see they tried to white his ass out.
They tried to destroy it.
They tried to destroy that shit. He looked like his father.
Hey, Deke.
Yeah.
Going with the curses that we was just reading about, that one curse where it says, you shall build a house and another man shall dwell in it. That also goes for the countries that we built, like in Europe.
Yes.
They just moved into all the palaces that we already had.
Yes, let's get that. Yes, let's get that real quick.
Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse 30. And thou shalt betroth a wife and another man shall lie with
They'll
her.
rape our wives. Go ahead.
Thou shalt build an house.
Build a house or build a kingdom or an empire. Go ahead.
And thou shalt not dwell therein.
Go ahead.
Thou shalt plant a vineyard, and shalt not gather the grapes thereof.
There you go. Yeah, exactly. Even in the Americas, we built roads and stuff. They were going to just take it over.
Yep.
Same thing. So this is Septimius Severus right here. And it's dark as hell. His wife there. And his dark son right there, they washed out. And his light-skinned son over there, they kept him there. Go down. Right there, Roman Emperor. Read that.
Figure 1. The Roman Emperor Septimius Severus and family. From left, back row, Julia Domna.
That's his wife, Julia Domna. Go ahead.
Septimus front, Geta.
What's his name?
Geta.
Remember that name before I told you about? Remember? That's his name, Geta. Geta. The Goths, the Thracians, the Scythians. His last name is Geta. Septimius Severus Geta. Why is that his name? Because he descends from them same people. Geta. Go ahead.
Face obliterated.
Caracalla. Now, the movie that came out called Gladiator Part 2 with Denzel. The main villains are Caracalla and his son, I'm sorry, I'm bugging. Septimius is one, and Geta's his son's name. But that's his last name also. Geta's face is obliterated, the dark son, Geta, and Caracalla's the light one. So, but for Septimius Severus' name, Septimius Severus' son's name is Geta, I'm sorry. His son's name is Geta, based on their lineage, Geta. So in the movie Gladiator Part 2, they made them twins. They weren't twins. Made them white, made them twins, which is madness. All right, in the sequel, Gladiator, Emperor Caracalla, played by Fred Hetchinger and depicted as a cruel and unstable figure alongside brother Geta. Right. So everyone in that movie should have been black. Mm-hmm. So Denzel Washington was them doing what they do in movies all the time, throwing out little hints and stuff. But Caracalla should have been black. Geta should have been black also. So what they were doing was they were trying to make Septimius Severus the bad guy trying to kill Maximus' son. That's all BS. But black anyway. Now, get me, you see he's black there. All right? Now get me, hold on, I want that. Give me page, what page is this? 25, next page. Read that.
This contention is upheld by the Roman historian Pliny, who first saw the Britons.
The Bretons. Not Bretons with an E, Bretons with an I, as in the English. Go ahead.
In the 2nd century A.D.
He saw them in 2nd century A.D. Go ahead.
And described their complexions as Ethiopian.
The Bretons were black. The Bretons were black. Read on.
This description is further validated by Claudian.
Claudian, go ahead.
Who described the victory of the Roman general Theodosius over the natives as he subdued the nimble blackamoors.
Rome subdued the nimble blackamoors in England. Rome colonized and subjugated England and called the people there blackamoors, or like Mauritania, Moors, black Moorish. Okay? So we were already in Europe. Esau came over as the Romans, and we began to conquer and take over. Now, Revelation 13 in verse 1. Do I want that? I don't want, let me see, do I want that? 25. What page is that, 225? Do I want that yet? Why not? Read that right there. These are Celts. Go up, read that right here. Up. Read that.
Barry fell in his Bronze Age America.
Remember last time I showed you earlier how it said that the Celts were light-skinned, all that stuff, that's erroneous. Watch this.
Seems unaware of the origin of this burial practice. He displays pictures of both the burials and the megaliths and does connect the two as belonging to a common cultural complex. He also identifies the European counterparts as being the products of the same people. Mm-hmm. He then proceeds to credit everything to his great white hope, the Nordic Teutons, and other white types.
Yeah, he's making mockery of white folks, whitewash everything and lying. Go down. Right there. Now, that's not a white man. That's clear as day a black man. Right. Big ass nose and lips, dark as hell, hair all woolly on top. This is a black man. Clear as day, right? Black man. Let's go down. Read that.
Barry fell.
What did I say in quotes?
Celt.
What is he?
Celt.
This is a Celt. I thought Celts is white folk. Celt, go ahead.
According to Fell, This is a man of obvious Europoid origin.
According to Fell, this is a man of Europoid origin, but a black man? Go ahead.
The image of a Bronze Age Breton.
A Bronze Age Breton, a black Celt. Go back to this image again. Don't look white to me. Big lips and cheekbones and that nose.
Look like Manny.
Looks like Manny. Wow. Damn. Well, there you go. All right. So now, Revelation 13. Lord have mercy upon Manny. Revelation 13. Let's read it.
Revelation chapter 13 and verse 1. And I stood upon the sand of the sea, and saw a beast rise up out of the sea, having 7 heads and 10 horns.
He saw a beast having 7 heads and 10 horns. 7 heads and 10 horns. Go ahead.
And upon his horns 10 crowns.
And upon the horns of this great beast of this nation, there's 10 crowns as they ruled at some point in time. Go ahead.
And upon his heads, the name of blasphemy.
Because all these nations lie and blaspheme the name of God and this Bible and this people. Go ahead.
And the beast which I saw was like unto a leopard.
This beast that was multi-headed with multi-crowns was like a leopard, because this beast took on the attributes of the Greek Empire. Greece, the ensign of Greece was the leopard. Alexander the Great wore a leopard skin hat. You find that in the Metropolitan Museum in New York. We're going to go there one day and visit it. Lord's will this sometime in the next few weeks. We're going to go out there and show you that. So this beast with 7 heads and 10 horns took on the attributes of the Greek Empire. Read on.
And his feet were as the feet of a bear.
The bear represents the Medo or Persia-Median Empire, because it's a dualistic empire. Democracy, republicanism, liberal. You could be liberal and have freedom of religion, freedom of thought, freedom of belief. That's what Persia pushed. So the bear, so the attributes of Greece and the attributes of Media Persia or Persia Media. Go ahead.
And upon his mouth as the mouth of a lion.
The mouth of a lion, because he attributes of Babylon. Babylon as in the feast days and so forth. The architecture. Okay, the calendar and things of that nature. Babylon. Okay, Babylon. He took on the attributes of Babylon. So that's found in it also. So these are all, America, this is America here. It is an amalgamation of Greece, Persia, Babylon, merged together as one. Go ahead.
And the dragon gave him his power.
And Satan gave this empire its power to rule. Remember what Isaac told Esau? By your sword you shall live. And who will give him his power to do that? The devil. That's who. Read on.
And his seat and great authority.
So Satan will give him power, his seat and rulership, and great authority over the earth. Satan gave him that power and ability to do that. To be as the dew of heaven, to obtain the fatness of the earth. It's through bloodshed and war, through Satan. Read on.
And I saw one of his heads as it were wounded to death.
He saw one of the heads of this dragon as it were wounded to death, meaning it was going to be killed or conquered. Go ahead.
And his deadly wound was healed.
But it didn't fall, meaning it was wounded real bad. And what happened? It resurrected. It had what is called a renaissance. This beast had a renaissance where Rome fell and it resurrected again. The word renaissance means rebirth or the return. Renaissance. Okay? So Rome returned again, but under a different name. Okay? Which would basically be Spain, Portugal, France, and eventually Rome, or eventually America. I'm sorry, not Rome. Eventually, America. Okay, Rome almost fell, but it fell for a while and rose again. When was it wounded deadly? When did it receive a deadly wound? When Septimius Severus came along and he conquered it. And we took over Rome. Septimius Severus. Severus means cutter. To sever means to cut apart. Septimius Severus. Septimius meaning 7 cutter. That's what his name means.
Dang.
The beast had 7 heads and 10 horns. He was a cutter of the 7 heads. Septimius 7 cutter, Severus.
Dang.
Look up Severus real quick. I might be wrong. I could be wrong. No, Septimius definitely means 7. That's for damn sure. Because Octavius means 8. Right. Severe or stern. The stern of the seven. Austere, grave, or strict in nature. Severus, that's Severus. Go to sever etymology, please. Go down. Severe, stern, trace back to Rome. Go to etymology of sever, or Severus. Etymology of Severus. The etymology, yeah, click the, let me see, read that.
The name Severus has Latin roots and translates to severe, strict, or stern. It originates as a Roman cognomen and was borne by various historical figures, including the Roman Emperor Lucius Septimius Severus.
Now go to type in sever etymology. Give it this sever, VER. Click that. I know it's the same thing. Yep, sever, severe, same word. Go down. Click that. Load up.
Sever, severe, 1540.
Same word. Go type in sever, SEVER, not the E. Sever, right there. Load that.
Severin, late 14th century. Severin, transitive, caused a separation or division.
Okay.
Put or keep apart. From Anglo-French, severer, Old French, sever, to separate. 12th century, later in French, restricted to wean, to separate from the mother. From Vulgar Latin, separate, from Latin separate, to pull apart. From see apart.
It's the same origin, but different meaning. That's fine. That's fine. Go
ahead.
asunder, move, apart, stern, separate. It's the same thing.
If you look up, does Septimius Severus mean mean sever or cut? It comes right up.
Okay, click that.
Yeah. It says yes. The name.
So no, I'm not bugging. I know it means the same word.
Mean to sever. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, praises. There you go. Read that.
The name. Where you going? The name Septimius Severus does not directly translate.
No, that's the wrong one. That's the wrong one. Does it read down to say it? The name has a Latin origin, but it doesn't.
Latin origin. While Latin and Roman culture are intertwined, to cut in Latin is.
No, that's not it.
Go back up.
I'm gonna send it.
Just send it to them.
Yeah.
So I don't look like I'm making stuff up. I know the words are synonymous. Severus and sever.
Yeah, post on the group.
We got a text.
Yeah. Yeah, you see what it says? Cause you look something up.
I got it. You finished looking it up?
Yeah, I posted it. It's right there.
Oh, all right.
All right, read that.
Yes, the name Septimius Severus does mean sever or cut.
I knew I wasn't bugging. Go ahead.
The name Severus is derived from the Latin word severus,
right,
which means severe, rigid, or stern.
Go ahead.
The C prefix also appears in words like sever and section, suggesting a cutting or dividing
So it's the same words. Yes, the same origin. I knew I wasn't bugging out. So it's seven cutter. So Septimius Severus, the seven cutter. He wounded the seven-headed dragon. He wounded it. Rome. That's what he did. His name goes in line with that. He was a seven cutter. Septimius, I know Septimius means seven. You can look that up too. Septim goes 7. Octum is 8. Novum is 9. Des is 10. So it's seven cutter. Read it again. 13 verse 3 again.
Revelation chapter 13 and verse
3.
And I saw one of his heads as it were wounded to death.
It was cut. Go ahead, by Septimius. Go ahead.
And his deadly wound was healed.
Because Esau took Rome back from us. We ruled over it and he took it back from us in rulership during the Renaissance. Go ahead.
And all the world wondered after the beast.
Because he gained authority and power from who? From Satan back in verse 2. Where we at? 36? All right, now. I got to stop there. 336. I got to stop there. Read this here. This is fine. Read this. I want this yet. Wait. Do I want this yet? Not yet. I don't want that yet. I'm going back to that. So, Lord's will not come back. I'm going to go into the history of how Septimius Severus wounded one of the seven heads. Septimius the seven, basically the cutter of seven, basically seven cutter. How he basically took over, wounded Rome, and took it over. Because remember, Edom. We read earlier how the Israelites, ancient or modern, knew that the Roman Empire was founded by Jews. Founded by Edomites. Founded by Edomites. Okay, and Septimius Severus came along and he wounded that family of Edomites and took it over and disrupted that ruling line and took it for himself. So it's no longer Edom ruling anymore. Now it's Jake ruling over it. So he wounded Rome. And once we began to rule and got conquered, in that last, remember that last book earlier, we read earlier how there was fight between fair-skinned and dark-skinned. That's when their wound was healed. And they took when they began to conquer us, land by land. That's what that video the guy said. Blacks used to rule Europe. What happened? The Renaissance happened. They began to regain their power back. That's how the deadly wound was healed. The Renaissance, their rebuilding and their rebirth. You got Renaissance real quick? Look that up real fast while I under on there. Renaissance, what the word means. I think I'm making it up. What the word Renaissance means. Read that.
The Renaissance was a period of European history.
Nope, that's not it. I want the
word
the definition.
Renaissance
not
meaning.
period, the meaning. Watch that.
The revival.
Wait, blow it up.
Oh, sorry.
So everybody see it. Blow it up. Read that.
Renaissance. The revival.
The what?
Revival.
Revival. Deadly wound was healed. The revival. Watch.
Of art and literature under the influence of classical models in the 14th to 16th century.
That's 15 to 1700s. That's when Edom began to take over, conquer the blacks that ruled, and take dominion. Read on.
Look at some of the synonyms. Here.
Yeah, read on. The synonyms. Read that.
A revival or renewed interest in something. Synonyms: revival,
renewal,
resurrection, reawakening, reemergence, reappearance, resurgence, rejuvenation, regeneration.
Meaning deadly wound was what? It was healed. Regeneration, healed, rejuvenated. Go ahead.
Rebirth,
reborn,
new birth,
new dawn.
New beginning.
New beginning of Esau ruling again.
Renaissance, recrudescence, and rejuvenescence.
There you go. So Renaissance means the rebirth of the white man gaining dominion over Europe that he once had in possession. Back from Jacob. That's what it's all. We got something, Abaddon?
I was gonna say, Deke. That's why the prophecy when remember the lion was speaking to the eagle with Esdras.
I have that. But I don't have time. I have that there.
Okay. I'm not gonna read it. But
I know what you're talking about.
Appear no more.
Appear no more.
Because
right.
He came back.
Exactly. So we're gonna go back to that. It's gonna be a while, man, before I can go back to it with y'all. But hopefully you guys remember this class. Remember it, mark it, write it down, because we're gonna start right back at Revelation 13 again. We're gonna revisit this definition again, so that way we don't lose the thought. And Lord, hope you guys enjoyed the lesson. We're gonna go into how we ruled, how we basically wounded the head of the serpent or the dragon. We're gonna go into that, and we took over Europe. So hope you guys enjoyed the lesson. I'm gonna chill right there. That's basically. Don't forget to donate to the Booster Club. Don't forget to donate to the Booster Club. The QR code. I'm not pointing to it because I always mess it up. So somewhere over here, I don't know where my hand is at. I'm just pointing to the book just because. Okay, where we at? Yeah, where we at?
Right behind your mic. Like
behind my mic?
Not behind the mic, but
right here.
Right there, D. Look, right there.
Listen, man. Here?
Yeah, in front of the mic. I'm sorry, I'm tripping.
In front of right here? Yes, sir. All right, so open. So now I got a point of interest now. Okay, so right here, donate to the Booster Club. Shout out to y'all who are able to do that during the Land Blitz. You know how we do. You know what we do. I'm pointing to the table. This is old, right? This is old. It's late. It's delayed.
Here you go. Coming up right now.
All right. There.
Oh.
One second. I'm going to keep my finger there until I catch up to myself.
Bang.
There we go. All right. So, yeah, donate to the Booster Club. All right. Shouts to y'all who donated and so forth. All praise to the Most High. We appreciate your being the audience. We got more for y'all, so stay tuned. Announcements, y'all.
Yes, sir. Hey, Israel, let's give a hand for the deacon. That was a fire class. Very, very good stuff. And it's, important for the time that we're in right now with France. We're going to the history.
Yep.
So, Israel, make sure you subscribe to Our Hidden History on YouTube. Hit the notification button so you know when we go live. Also, subscribe to our Philly pages, IUIC Philadelphia and IUIC Philadelphia in the Classroom, to get the latest content from the deacon, captain, and officers of IUIC Philly. You can donate on Our Hidden History on PayPal to IUIC.Philadelphia@IsraelUnite.org. Donate to the Booster Club. You can donate on PayPal too. IUIC.fundraising at IsraelUnite.org. And last but not least, subscribe to IUIC TV to get exclusive content from the leadership of IUIC. Next. All right, for missing person, we have Layla Campbell.
Campbell.
Okay.
Oh, God.
13 years old.
Manny spirit floating around.
Yeah, I blame Manny.
Yep. Campbell. What the hell is this? It's Campbell. Go ahead.
You never know your compound words.
Why they put a P in it, though?
All right, go ahead. Let's continue. Let's continue.
All right. 13 years old. African American, long braids, eye color brown, 5'7", 140 pounds. She was last seen on April 11th. She was last seen wearing a camo hoodie, black cargo pants, and gray sneakers. So if you do know of her whereabouts, let the local authorities know. All right, next. Land Fund. Hey, all praise the Most High. Everybody that tuned into the Land Blitz, we did it. But we still got much more to do, Israel. All right, so don't stop sending funds. You can send your donations on PayPal too, Israel at IsraelUnite.org. In the comment section, put land. And my favorite announcement, Shalom, we're seeking your assistance to enhance our national broadcast. Kindly spare a minute. Kindly.
Take your time for
Take your time. Please, spare a minute to provide feedback by answering 5 brief questions. And maybe next time we'll start off the show with this and end the show with this.
Pray for me, Israel. Pray for me, Israel.
You pray for his mouth and tongue so he can form words properly, and his eyes so he can see words. Dude said Egypt. We reading Europe. That's crazy, man.
My bad, D.
Oh, gosh. Is that it?
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, I want to give a shout to Manny, man. His fumbling and bumbling today. That was terrible. But thank you for having us. Thank you for having you, man.
Yeah.
Glad you're here, man. You got your hair, the black shirt.
Yeah.
All praises, man. You know, you should hear, man. But all praises. Listen, man. Those who I'll see y'all in a few. I got a mission to do, so I'll be away for a little while. But those will hold it down for y'all. We got some stuff for y'all. Just got some stuff for y'all, I believe, coming up next week regarding France.
Yes, sir.
We got a situation with France going on, so keep you guys abreast of that. And so stay tuned. Lord's will, I'll see you guys in a few. And we're gonna jump into it, man. I got a lot of stuff for y'all. Matter of fact, while I'm away, I might work on some more things while I'm gone. You know, what do y'all mention the whole coat of arms thing? I didn't add that to my stuff yet, but you reminded me. Thank you for that. I got books on that as well, the coat of arms and things of that nature. So, Lozo, we'll get there. Stay tuned. We got a long journey. We got a long journey ahead of us. So, stay tuned. And Lozo, I'll see you guys again. Most High in Christ bless. Shalom.
Shalom. Most High in Christ bless.
Thank you.